Be prepared to walk or take the bus or subway if you don't have a car because taxi drivers have threatened to strike in response to today's presidential veto of legislation that would offer government money to the taxi industry. Taxi drivers say they deserve privileges given to mass transportation entities, but President Lee Myung-bak said the bill would just give benefits to taxi company owners and not drivers. Ji-yeon tells us more.
President Lee Myung-bak on Tuesday vetoed the controversial taxi law that would have recognized taxis in the same category as buses, subways, and trains. The reasoning behind the veto, he said, was that there were no precedent in other countries for making such a change, and he said that there were other alternatives to supporting taxi drivers. But President Lee's veto doesn't kill the bill outright. It will now be sent back to the National Assembly for a revote. If the bill receives more than 2/3 of the vote in Parliament, it becomes law with or without President Lee's approval. In its first time through the National Assembly on January 1st, the bill enjoyed bipartisan support, getting 222 of the 300 lawmakers to vote for it, nearly 3/4 of the chamber. In response to the president's move, taxi drivers around the country said they will go on strike next Wednesday for one day, the day the National Assembly's plenary session. And then starting February 20th, roughly 250,000 taxi drivers have vowed to walk off the job for an indefinite period of time if the National Assembly doesn't pass the taxi law. The taxi industry estimated that it would be entitled to subsidies worth $1.8 billion a year if the law takes effect. Earlier in the day, the main opposition Democratic United Party's floor leader Park Hee-chun said parliamentary leaders had vowed to fight the veto if it happens. Meanwhile, the Transportation Ministry said it is pursuing an alternative to the taxi law to support the industry. The ministry said it is trying to find a way to appease taxi drivers without having to acknowledge taxis as mass transport. Ji-yeon, Arirang News.